Christian, XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Week 13 of the college football season is already here. We've only got 2 weeks left of the regular season, then we've got championship week. Back with us, of course, is Lane Foobs, of course, the man for Bearcat Bites, the only independent news outlet that covers Sam Houston football. They won last week again over the Delaware Blue Hens. I believe it was 26-23. Sam Houston is now 2-8. We're going to talk about 7 of the biggest games of the college football week. Lane, as always, thanks for joining me. Cheery mood the last couple of weeks. A lot to be thankful for, no?
Yeah, a lot of the mood is light in the locker room. The coaches have a slight more spring in their step. It's a lot more fun when you're covering some wins, and especially after starting 0-8, trying to figure out how to make it interesting, make it fun. The wins kind of, make that a little bit easier. They're wins in your sail when we're trying to cover this stuff. How about that?
So to answer the question I had from last week, how many Delaware Blue Hen fans actually traveled for this game? Please tell me.
Whoo! If you take away the recruits, who there were a lot of them, which was a good sign, it is debatable that it was half and half. Probably conservatively 60-40. I saw a lot of them start to arrive in downtown Houston. I got there about 2.5, 3 hours before the game. They were starting to arrive, wanting to go in the stadium. It didn't open until about an hour and a half before. These are guys people from college stadiums that open, hey, come on in whenever, stay late. This is not that situation. So they had gotten there early. But it was about split almost. It was kind of like a Rams game or a Chargers game where a lot of the visitors are there.
Well, they brought a crowd, actually. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was impressive. Definitely.
Let's begin.
Well. There's this too. A lot of those coaches were for Delaware. Ryan Carty, a former assistant offensive coordinator for Sam Houston when they won their title in the spring of 21. And then you've got a lot of assistants. So they probably brought family. They were facing an old team. So I would venture to guess that had something to do with it too.
Fair enough. Okay, through 7 games, these are the best 7 of the week, I think. Well, they're pretty good. Let's just start on Friday night. I really want your input on this, and maybe you can help me. UNLV Hawaii, I believe, still has implications on the conference championship game. Hawaii's got 7 victories. UNLV, again, barely able to beat Utah State last week. I smell Rainbow Warrior trap, no?
Man, first off, can we talk about just 7-win Hawaii? That in and of itself is pretty dang impressive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. There are no advantages there.
None. And they figured it out. They got a great new defensive coordinator, Timmy Chang. Timmy Chang is what I like in a head coach. He's an offensive guy that respects defense. You kind of see that in the NFL with Sean McVay and the Rams, by the way. But that's what's happening. There's a toughness to them that, has not been there in the past few years, and it looks completely different. Chris, I just like this UNLV team. I like both of these teams, but I've just been picking them the entire way. They've only upset me a couple of times. So, let's see if they can strike out. I'm going to go ahead and go with Dan Mullen. Again, I go back to that snowy Wyoming game. They're okay with playing on the road in some wild environments. So it comes down to some of the skill guys. Again, give me Jet Thomas, Jaden Bradley, Dan Mullen. They're going to roll on the island.
Well, it's actually at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, it is. So. It is. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and I know it's disappointing.
I don't care where it is. I still think Hawaii can be. Again, Hawaii's got 7 victories this year. That's just. It's not going to be an easy victory. I mean, you struggled against Air Force. You struggled against Utah State. Now I got to play a better quality team again. I mean, again, my point be told is that to me, don't look ahead to Reno. That's my point to you. Don't look ahead to Reno, your final game of the year.
And, even Nevada's kind of resurging a little bit. They had a nice win last week. So, and that's a rivalry game. So, but, the fact that it's at home, I'll definitely take them. It'll be one of those kind of wild games, but I think the home crowd, the home advantage kind of pushes the Rebels over.
Friday night football game. I look forward to seeing what the crowd is like there. By the way, the reason I say that, though, is because Formula One racing is in town this weekend, and the racing on the Las Vegas Strip, there is a million things going on in that area this week. So it's going to be very, very, very hectic getting over that Allegiant Stadium, which is adjacent to the Las Vegas Strip. Okay. Secondly, Oklahoma, Missouri. So explain to me, Oklahoma wins last week. What are we looking at? What are we looking at for the implications of the college football playoff for this game at all? What is there? Is there anything there to be looked at?
Well, if Oklahoma keeps winning, it is, and if a few teams in front of them start to drop back, there's this weekend, and then there's the rivalry weekend where these standings can change a lot. So I would still, if you're Oklahoma, all you can do is it's coach speak, whatever, but control what you can control. So this is definitely an important game. It's still one that matters for the playoff. Missouri, I'm just one of those. I'm never impressed with Missouri. Every July, every offseason, well, Eli Drinkowitz at Missouri. I'm like, okay. They're a good team. They're an 8-4 team, okay? This is going to be one of those losses. Go ahead and give me Brent Venables and the Sooners.
Yeah, I mean, if they get this done, I'll be very impressed. I was impressed by their effort last week. I thought they were done and put a fork in them, so congratulations for not putting a fork in yourself. Congratulations, Oklahoma. Moving along, I think this is the best game of the weekend, Oregon USC. I have to ask you just fully and specifically. Nobody expected anything from USC. They keep winning. They beat Iowa last week. You didn't think they were going to beat Iowa last week, and they did. Here's my question. USC beats Oregon. What are we looking at? Can they get to the college football playoff? Are they still too low?
The Big Ten is so big now. It's bigger than 10 teams, obviously, like 16. A lot of these tiebreakers, they don't play each other. It's crazy. So USC, much like Oklahoma, just keep winning, keep rising, keep waiting for some of this chaos to start. For this weekend, oh, man. All right, USC, I learned my lesson.
Fair enough. With that being said, let's move forward. I'd love to see USC in the college football playoff. I have to tell you, I don't know why. I don't know why I like this USC team so much, but they just keep winning, and I'm just kind of surprised because I think a lot of people thought that they were going to win 7 or 8 games at best this year, and they were actually contending. So I'm really excited to see what USC's done this year. Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's got to keep winning, obviously. They're on the cusp. They lose, they're out. Can they get past Pittsburgh? You were confident in Notre Dame beating Pittsburgh last week. Can they get past Pittsburgh, though? I don't know about that.
This game will be closer than the Notre Dame game, but there was just a lot of just bad there from Pitt. It was just, man, giving up long touchdown runs, all sorts of mistakes offensively. I will go with the Rambling Wreck. I'm going to go with them. I think the Boston College near loss of the come from behind win was a wake-up call. I think it serves that, hey, we got to support Haynes King. Somebody not name him needs to step up and do something. I believe that that's the focus this week. They're on the flats right there in Midtown Atlanta. So, it might be another close one, but I'm going to go with Georgia Tech. And this will keep their prospects alive in the playoff. And now I don't know what they're going to do once they get there, but this is a good team. This is a good Georgia Tech team.
Here's the whole scenario that I have for you, which is just so crazy because we're working with 12 and not 4. Georgia Tech loses this week, but then beats Georgia next week. What do you do then? What do you do with them then? You know what I'm saying? What do you do if you're Georgia Tech and you lose to Pittsburgh this week, but then next week you beat Georgia? How does that work exactly? Explain that one to me.
Oh, man. Well, you're hoping that if you lose this one and beat Georgia Tech, you're hoping that there's still some sort of chaos with, another game we're talking about, maybe like SMU or someone, that something happens that you get to go to your ACC title game and, beat whoever, maybe the team that you lost to. Maybe Pittsburgh gets there and you get another shot at them. It's those type of things that are going to happen for you to even create a case. A lot stacked against you if you lose this game.
Yeah, to me, the point be told is that it's almost like, and I hate doing this. I really hate doing this because I don't like the 12-team thing. I really don't like it. I have to tell you, I really don't like it. I mean, I like it for these elimination game scenarios, but to me, it's like the NCAA tournament, right? You're a team on the bubble. You go to the conference tournament games, and then you can't lose one. Like you're the favorite in the second round playing the 10th seed in your conference, and you have to win that game to prevent yourself from being eliminated off the bubble. before you play a better team. Even if you lose that better team, as long as you won the game prior to that, then you're kind of locked into hopefully be in the tournament. So to me, it's like Georgia Tech wins this week, but they lose to Georgia. They could still somehow end up getting in because of that scenario, because then they end up in the conference championship game. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't love that scenario. I really don't love this, like these what if this, if that. Some of it's really fun, I agree, for the elimination game scenarios, but it's just kind of like a really crazy thing. Like, well, what if I lose this really bad game, but then I win this really good game the next week? You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't like that, honestly, to tell you the truth. To me, it just seems backwards.
Yeah, it adds a little bit more intrigue. Anything that adds a few more folks to college football, I guess, why not? Now, me, I see it. I don't get too in the weeds like the SP Plus from Bill Barnwell. And I've read his book, but I don't get too much in the numbers with that stuff. If you're these teams, it's what it was back in 1870 when they were playing. Just win the game. Who's in front of you? It's November, the heart of college football. Literally what they were saying then, because that's the only time the season was in November. Just win the game. It's a clean old fashioned, hey, Georgia Tech and Georgia, hey, each side just win the game, So that eliminates a lot of it. It adds a little bit of intrigue, but yeah, I don't get too much into that myself either. Kind of agree with you.
I agree with that. Okay, let's go on to BYU Cincinnati, the other game, the second best game of the weekend. Please tell me the playoff implications for this one. I guess if BYU keeps winning, they're going to get there, hopefully, no?
Yeah, well, the Big 12 title game, they hopefully they can get another shot at Texas Tech. Can they beat them? Can they have an okay showing? Can they kind of be what Arizona State was? That's kind of what this is, and it's at Cincinnati. It's at a good Cincinnati team. It's an okay win. The problem is it's a Big 12 win. You know what I'm saying? So somebody else is going to have another win in, say, the Big 10 or the SEC that's considered better than this one. Their best chance is to win this game, which I think they will. Actually, let me take that back. They're not. You know why? I love Count Bocula. I love Bear Bachmeyer, but he's a freshman. And this is Nippert Stadium, nip at night. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Cincinnati Bearcats. Give me Sorsby, and this is going to end their season.
It's hard to say that, honestly.
I know it really is, but when I look at it just from a clinical standpoint, Chris, it'll be a good game. But I have liked this Cincinnati team. This is much better than Scott Satterfield's team from last year, and this is going to be one where they kind of show it.
All right, we'll see. Louisville Southern Methodist University. Southern Methodist must win to continue to be in the ACC championship game. I don't know if SMU plays an ACC team the last week of the season. You'd have to tell me that. They're going to win this week against Louisville. Louisville beat Miami. Man, these are the two teams that beat Miami. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that insane? Isn't that something, right? And so they'll have this chance. They finish up at Cal. If I'm looking and seeing this right,
so that is an ACC. So they still have two conference games, so they got to win both.
Yeah. Now Cal, it doesn't feel like a conference game, right? But but it definitely is ACC. Two of the newest members, by the way. They got to keep winning. And they're hoping for some chaos as well. I think they'll beat Louisville. But let me tell you this: lurking in the weeds is, and we're not going to talk about their game this weekend, but James Madison, who lost to Louisville, they are hoping that, okay, Louisville needs to keep winning out. It wasn't good for James Madison when Louisville lost last week. And when they lose this week, that's not going to be good for their prospects getting into the playoff as a group of 5 team, because nipping at their heels is North Texas, ranked for the first time since 1959. So this win by SMU, which I think is going to happen, is going to kind of help close the door a little bit for James Madison.
So here's my question to you in this regard. North Texas, a team that barely you see in bowl season, in the Idaho Potato Bowl, is a couple of weeks away from being in the college football playoff, right?
Mm-hmm. insane. And with
See, that's a positive of the college football player. See, I like that storyline. I do like that storyline.
Right? Yeah, it is. And a lot of former Sam Houston defensive players from last year powering that defense now. Their defensive coordinator is Skylar Cassidy, who was with the Bearcats last year. Crazy stuff, and it's very cool to see.
I'm amazed. Finally, Sam Houston, Middle Tennessee State. Sam Houston 2-8, Middle Tennessee State 1-9. Sam Houston's got to be the favorite in this game, I imagine. Expectations galore now. So, do they keep it going?
This is a battle. Well, Sam Houston heads out to Murfreesboro, final conference road game of the season after going to Oregon and Hawaii. This kind of travel is paper, rock, scissors to them. The thing about it is these are two teams that statistically in Conference USA are at the bottom of all the statistics for offense and defense. The difference is I don't think their offensive line is very good for Middle Tennessee, but their freshman quarterback is pretty good. He threw for just under 400 yards in his first start and 2 touchdowns. Roman Gagliano, I think that's his name. But I will go with the Bearcats. Hunter Watson, the longtime quarterback for Sam Houston's out for the year. His Bearcats time as a player is up. He helped them win the bowl game last year, their first ever as a FBS team. And so on the road, though, I think this is an improving defense as well. They had 8 sacks. The Bearcats, 8 sacks, most since 2018. Give me Sam Houston to win this one 21-20.
3-8, Sam Houston Bearcats next week, ladies and gentlemen. I agree too. Yeah. Team on a motivation. They want to finish the season strong. Got a good chance, and they could beat FIU the week after as well. Is that going to be in Miami or is that in Texas?
Final one here. Hopefully it's an afternoon game because we haven't had any of those.
Yeah,
I think it is. As of right now, it's a 12 p.m. start.
Yeah, here's my response to you in this regard. I don't like anything FIU on the road ever, so there you go. Sorry. Lane Fobbs, thank you so much for joining us as always. Find him at Bearcat Bites on Twitter/X. Tell everybody where they could find you and what's going on as always.
Everything right there. Twitter next at Bearcat Bites, the only independent media covering Sam Houston football year round. Man, just so many things going on as we wrap up the season. You can head to the newsletter. You can check my links. We've got so many Bearcat goodies for you. All sorts of stuff. Just fun things going on. Player up close and personals and, mini features. Lots of fun stuff happening. So just go ahead and be a part of it. Have fun with it. It's more college football. So what's wrong with that?
Go USC, please. Go USC this weekend. That's what I'm rooting for. And TAMU, don't lose to the Sam Houston Bulldogs, please. I beg you. Do not lose to the Sam Houston Bulldogs. That's your win. That is your win and your locked in game for the Texas A&M Aggies. If the reality of what it comes down to. Thank you so much for joining us as always. See you next week.
All right, we'll see you. Take care.